Turned liquid? Tom looked at Stokes for a long moment, then laughed loosely. Stokes could have asked what business the guy was in. It was probably expected of him. But he didn't think Tom was tracking the conversation very closely any longer. He was tottering on his stool now, his vacant eyes staring sightlessly at the mirror behind the bar. Stokes could have looked at that mirror too, but he didn't. "You a cowboy?" Tom asked, chuckling like he'd made a joke. "A what?" "You're wearing a cowboy shirt." Stokes looked down at his Western-style shirt, black with white stitching near the shoulders, which he wore over a black t-shirt. "Nope," he said. "Not a cowboy. Not even close. I don't even like country music. It's just a shirt I found in a thrift store. So what do you say, Tom? One more for the road?" The guy said nothing for a moment, the words seeming to wander aimlessly through the fog in his mind for a while before finally finding their way. He looked at Stokes. "Another? No way, man. Thanks, but I've probably had enough. Thanks again, though, for buying all these drinks for me. Nice to find someone friendly in a strange place." Tom's eyelids were sagging over tired, empty eyes. "Yeah," Stokes said. "You've had enough. You drive here this afternoon?" "Drive? Yeah, I did. My rental." "Yeah, well, you're not driving back to the motel. I'll call you a cab, okay? You can come back for the car in the morning on your way to the airport." "Cab?" He shook his head, looking like he was about to protest as he stood. Then his foot caught a leg of his stool, and he just barely managed to grab the bar in time to save himself from a tumble onto the grimy, beer-stained cement floor. "Yeah, maybe a cab's a good idea." Stokes had called for a taxi 10 minutes ago. He figured it would be pulling up outside just about now. "I'll help you," he said, grabbing the guy by the arm, guiding him across the bar. Halfway to the door, he caught the eye of the waitress, Annie, the one he'd spent a few decent hours with a couple of Saturdays ago. She rolled her eyes at him before turning her attention back to her customers. The taxi was idling in front of the bar. Stokes reached into the guy's suit jacket, into the inner breast pocket, and removed a soft leather wallet. He opened the back door of the cab, helped Tom inside, and took out one of the guy's 20s. He gave it to the cabbie and told him to take Tom back to the rest stop. Stokes counted the rest of the money, put $40 back into the wallet, and slipped $230 into his own pocket before leaning into the cab and returning the wallet to Tom's jacket. "See you, Tom," Stokes said as he closed the door. The taxi pulled away and Stokes walked back inside, heading to the bar without looking Annie's way. "What was it?" Stokes asked the bartender, money in hand. "4 Manhattans for my friend Tom and 2 buds for me? What's that come to?" The bartender frowned, turned his back to Stokes, and punched a few buttons on the cash register. He turned around again. "It was 3 buds. $44. Stokes peeled off 2 20s and a 10 and put the bills on the bar. "Keep it." "What a guy, Stokes," the bartender said. "Hard to believe the cops could ever question the character of a saint like you. Hey, feel free to give me that tip back, Chuck." The bartender put the money into the register, took out the change, and stuck it into the tip jar beside the bottles of hard liquor. Stokes smiled. "Maybe I'll be in again later. We could shoot some stick if it's quiet. I could try to win that tip back, huh?" The bartender shrugged. Stokes grabbed his leather jacket from his stool, nodded to Annie as he passed, and stepped out into the crisp fall day. In half a minute he was straddling his Yamaha SZR 660, helmet on and buckled, the motorcycle's engine ready to roar. 5 minutes later he'd left behind the county highway, with its motels and diners and gas stations and seedy bars strewn along it like litter tossed from passing cars. He was flying along a wooded back road. The early October leaves were nearing their fall peak, the last of the green having given way to fiery reds and glowing golds. But summer wasn't so far behind that the leaves had started dropping in great numbers yet. Stokes was feeling all right. His night